None of the ideas shown in these videos are patented. If you wish to use them, I have no legal way of stopping you. However, I do believe they would benefit me more than it would hurt me. Hello and welcome to the second episode of Fancy Sci-Fi Concepts. This one is just cobbled together of several things I read. There's an advanced form of solar energy that is called a solar updraft tower. It kind of works like this. I'll draw it here. You have here a greenhouse. You have a greenhouse like with the sun shining on the greenhouse down there, which heats the air down there, heats the air down there, and hot air wants to go up, so you build a really tall tower, and because of Newton's laws of thermodynamics, the higher you build, the colder the air will be up there. So the faster the hot air wants to go up there. So what you do is build like wind power plants in between the hot air and the chimney that leads it up there. And the wind power plants generate energy. Basically it's wind turbines generating energy from the sun, generating heat from the greenhouse, leading up to that big tower. That's the basic idea, and there's been some trouble building it because obviously it's a big tower and takes a lot of money to be built. Obviously it will pay itself back, but you still need that initial investment, and the companies who've been trying to get into it, like Enviromission, they haven't been able to raise that money. So what you can do to improve that is, first of all, there's a company from Switzerland. It's been famous the last few years. They've had like excess energy from burning trash or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember what the story was about. They had some excess energy and used that excess energy to run fans to suck in air into CO2 filters, into carbon dioxide filters, and have been filtering carbon dioxide out of the air through these filters. They've been using excess energy. I guess that energy would have been wasted anyway, but the thing is, in a solar updraft tower, let me draw it. You have a solar updraft tower, like this is the greenhouse, and this is the tower. If you build those CO2 filters in this kind of concept, the air is pretty much moving for free. Like it comes from the, let me draw the sun again. Like the sun is heating this stuff, and the air moves anyway, and you're using it for energy. You remember the previous picture? Please use the previous picture with the wind turbines. The air is moving anyway, so why not just move those CO2 filters from that company from Switzerland there and capture that CO2? But we can actually amplify that by let me digress for a moment. There's a way that houses in Dubai, in the desert of Arabia, cool their houses. Like this is a house in Dubai, which looks exactly like my drawing of a solar updraft tower, but this time it's actually a house in Dubai. And this house in Dubai has a chimney on top. What this chimney does is the wind is blowing above the chimney in Dubai, and it sucks the hot air out of the house. And what they are doing is they have a hole in the ground, this, which sucks the air through a tunnel, cooling the air under the ground, because under the ground it's obviously cooler than on the surface. So this sucks the air under the ground, cools it, and sucks the cool air into the Dubai house and sucks the hot air out of the Dubai house. So what we can do with this is that you have your solar updraft tower, and it's 2020. We do live in the era of cloud computing. So imagine you have your solar updraft tower, which again looks like a house in Dubai I just draw. I am such a master of drawing. But have air sucking this way. But how about you do this? You have cloud computing data centers. Cloud computing data centers. These are cloud computing data centers. And below them the ground. And below them you have tunnels sucking in air from below the data centers. So the cold air from the tunnels under the data centers are cooling the data centers. But at the same time, data centers obviously generate a lot of heat. So in addition to the heat from the sun, the data centers also heat up the greenhouse in the below the solar updraft tower, heat the air even more, and make the air go up even faster. So the excess heat from the data centers amplifies the energy production from the solar updraft tower, and at the same time the sucking of the air cools the data centers. It works together. The cool air sucked in from the flow of air cools the data centers, and the heat from the data centers amplifies the updraft tower. That's how it works. That's how you combine several right now futuristic concepts into one whole. That solar updraft tower, it works on heat. Data centers generate heat. They also need to be cool, so you use that Dubai way of cooling, which works perfectly. But you can also use those CO2 filters from the company of Switzerland and put them all together. They all work together. Put them together in a hybrid updraft tower, and it becomes one thing that does several things at once. That's how sci-fi works. It's taking things we know and constructing them into something. this is something our future could be built on, because it's several things we already have, we just need to put together. That's something our future could be built on.